oh, he a Spaniard. He not really so-called Mexican. So it's a division within that. So we all got them problems, man. But that goes back to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. This brother can speak on that, dealing with Mexico. If you want to give a testimony, bro.
Yeah, it's always been like that, man. You know, just because you're born in the United States, you're raised here. You know, you go down to Mexico, and knowing it's the same people, knowing your parents are from there, but you ain't from there, so you're not of us because you're not from here. You know what I'm saying? Knowing is, hey, we're the same people. You know, but it's like a hatred, man. And you wouldn't know about it unless unless you were either Chicano or Mexican. You know what I'm saying? And like he would probably admit to that. There's always something in between, Israel, So.
And see, with the Southern Kingdom, on the outside looking in, you would look at this brother, right, which is Issachar, which is so-called Mexican, okay? Issachar, that's his true biblical nationality, okay? And Issachar means he is higher, okay? That's what it means in the Hebrew, okay? And damn, I lost my check. Oh, if you're on the outside looking in, right, and you don't know what goes on between Issachar, the so-called Mexican, you would think that they come together and they stick together. No, it's a division amongst them too. It's a division amongst them too. Just like he was explaining about Chicano, even with the language. Go into that part about the language.
Yeah, it's just like being born here in the United States, and the Chicanos, they have a different way of expressing themselves, different way of saying certain words, which is we would call it Spanglish. So it's a mixture of English and Spanish together, and when you try to speak it, you think it's normal because you grow up on this side, you think it's normal, you speak it amongst other Chicanos and stuff, so you get down to Mexico and they speak it the so-called correct, they're able to point you out and know, hey, you ain't from here, you ain't from here, well, why you speak like that, why you talk like that?
Yeah, but not knowing that's the division that been placed on them as a tribe, same way it been placed on us. You know what I'm saying? Now, if a so-called Mexican, right, that grew up in down there in Mexico, go over there to Spain, they would look at him like he a nutcase.
This is Jeff. Hola, I'm Gordon.
Hola, I'm Cynthia.
And we're having a special video today about Mexico versus Spain. There are some words that we use differently, so it would be good for you to know, because you can find confusion and sometimes embarrassment if you try to use these words in the wrong country. These are words that you can use every day, so it will be good for you to know. Number one, if you smoke, this will be very useful. In Mexico, we call a lighter encendedor.
In Spain, lighter, un mechero.
Now, in Mexico, the word mechero, we only use it for that type of fire thing that you use in a lab, you can see here.
In the laboratory, it's a Bunsen burner he was referring to, that which in Mexican is a mechero. Yeah?
Here in Mexico, we call a screwdriver desarmador.
Screwdriver in Spain?
In Spain, destornillador.
Here in Mexico, we understand too the word destornillador, so even if you use destornillador here, it will be okay. Now, for a light bulb, here in Mexico, we call it foco.
Light bulb?
In Spain, light bulb is una bombilla.
Okay, and Jeff mentioned that in Mexico they say foco, but foco in Spanish?
Foco, we've got foco as well, but it's different.
It's a spotlight.
Foco, yeah, spotlight.
It's a spotlight.
Okay, the word bombilla does sound weird here. We never say that. Some people might get confused with that word. For a sheet of paper, like this, in Spanish, in Mexico, we call it hoja de papel.
In Spain, a sheet of paper could be un folio, if it's blank, like to put in the printer as a folio, or una hoja de papel, which is, for example, here, or in a book, una hoja.
Folio sounds really weird here in Mexico. Folio sounds like a number you use for a set of pages, maybe from accountability stuff. So I don't know, we don't call it pluma.
In Spanish, un bolígrafo in Spain.
Okay, bolígrafo.
O boli.
Or boli. Boli. Most people say boli for short, yeah?
Ajá. Sí.
Okay, so what is this expression, tener pluma?
Tener pluma is to be a little bit effeminate. Ser un poco afeminado.
Okay. And look at some of the words that you use for that.
Now that you can say as well, ser un poco trucha. It's a word though, or you can say un poco amariconado. But when it has the word maricón, it's not that nice.
Pejorative.
Yeah.
Here we wouldn't understand that reference. Mexico would use the word afeminado. Also, we would use the word amanerado. Here in Mexico,
Because the way he speak, they would make fun of him. Like, no, you ain't no Spain, okay? But see, they don't know that. Them people over there in Spain that speak Spanish over there in Spain, they look down on the Mexicans that's down in South America, man. Okay? They know that it's a separation. And them Spaniards over there are Edomites, man. Okay? They not of us as a nation of people, man. They not of us. But if you don't know that, and just like you got a book called the Black Indians, right? And they played on that. They played on that. These Edomites played on that around the 1500s. Played on that around the 1500s, dealing with color. Okay, they would give benefits to a person who was lighter skinned. Okay, and somebody who was dark skinned, they would say, nah, they would shun them. Okay, so when the so-called Mexican see a lighter skinned Mexican, they would say, nah, you're a Spaniard. You see? But they don't know the true history. Just like we didn't know our history, they don't know theirs, man. They lost, they in a confused state. Okay? The only difference between them and us, they speak Spanish. That's it. But they're in a confused state too, man. Okay? But going back over here to what was I at? I was in Isaiah 66 and 7, right? And I was dealing with Revelation when it says this Revelation 2 and it's like Revelation 12 and 2. And she being with child carried travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. Okay, now this Isaiah 66 is 7. Now I might jump around, but let me see where I can start at. Now, this is dealing with Israel coming back to one fold, okay? That's what this chapter is dealing with, okay? And it says, before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of the man-child, okay? And what that's talking about, that particular verse over there in Revelation, the 2nd chapter, is twofold, okay? It's twofold. It's dealing with Israel being delivered, and it's also being with Israel being slaughtered by Herod. Okay, when you read Matthew's the 2nd chapter, okay, when you read Matthew's the 2nd chapter, it's dealing with that when Herod is slaughtering Israel in the men child, 2 years old, was slaughtering them in Bethlehem, okay? Trying to put to death our Savior, okay? Which Herod was an Edomite, okay? Okay? So I'll read that again. It says, this Isaiah 66 and 7. It says, before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child who had heard such a thing, who had seen such a thing. Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day, or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travaileth, she brought forth her child. So they're dealing with deliverance, and they're dealing with Israel being slaughtered over there in when you read Matthew the 2nd chapter. Okay? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go over there and read that too. So that's twofold, okay? This is Matthew's, the 2nd chapter, and I started 12th verse. And being warned of the Most High in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into the country. They departed into their own country another way. When they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt. And behold, be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him, which is talking about who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, which his name is YAHAWASHI, right? In the Hebrew. It says, verse 14, when he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt. And was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken out of the Lord by the prophets, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. Now, them people that's in the Kemetic community, them, hit with them strong delusions, they will read that and say, oh yeah, the Lord is the Egyptian. Nah, man. Nah, that ain't what that is. He was called out. He went down up in there, okay, and he was called back up out there because he was running from Herod, okay? He was running from Herod. But, I was looking for something else. But, it says, verse 16, then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise man, wise man was exceedingly wroth, meaning he was angry, and sent forth and slew the children that were in Bethlehem, and all the coast there were from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise man. Okay? Then, verse 17, then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, in Ramah, which is the land of Benjamin, was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they were not yet, okay, they were not yet set up to be delivered and joined to the Heavenly Father, because that's when who the world ignorantly called Jesus was born up on the scene. So going back over here, this Revelations 12 and 2, and being with a child travailing in birth and in pain to be delivered. So that's twofold. That's talking about deliverance, getting out of here on this side, and that's talking about the slaughter, okay, when Herod came in, okay. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. Now that great red dragon is symbolic. Now you got them fake Christians that'll read that and say, oh, Revelation is scary, it's dragons. You know what I'm saying? They'll say all that, right? It says, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. Now that great red dragon is symbolic for the Roman Empire, okay? That's what that great red dragon is. Yeah. The great red dragon is symbolic for the Roman Empire, okay? That's what that's dealing with, okay? That's what they're dealing with. Now, it said the 7 crowns upon this, it says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. Now, those are the rulerships that came up out of the Roman Empire. Now, we're talking about the ancient Roman Empire. We're not talking about the modern day empire, which consists of NATO and the EU, okay? We're not talking about them. We're talking about the ancient Roman Empire, when you go into the history about the ancient Roman Empire, they had lands in in other areas. See, you got the Roman Empire. I copied this so you can see, right? So you can see, okay? So you brothers can come up and see if y'all want to. This the old Roman Empire. Now you had which we know they took the name like Anglo-Saxon, the Franks, the Visigoths, the Burgundy. Now those were so-called Negroes, okay? But they took them and placed them on themselves. But that's what the Roman Empire was, okay? So those 7 heads and 10 horns is going back into the old Roman Empire, which took the name of the Visigoths, the Vandals, the Burgundies, okay? That's what that's going into, okay? And that when you read about the 7 heads and 10 horns in other chapters, like in Revelation 17th chapter, I want to say, no, Revelation the 13th chapter. Hold on, let me make sure. Revelation 13th chapter. You said what verse? Let me make sure. Oh, this is in Revelation the 17th chapter and the 12th verse. Those 10 horns right there is talking about NATO and the EU. Hold that poster back up. Okay. See, you got NATO, okay, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, okay, and you got these empires.